My wife wagered $5,000 with her colleagues that she could get me to sob publicly. One of her colleagues tipped me off. During the meal, I went with it until I unveiled our anniversary present, my divorce lawyer's card. She forfeited far more than the wager. I, 38 male, discovered 2 weeks back that my spouse Kendra, 35, had placed a wager with her colleagues to get me to weep in public, $5,000. That was the price she placed on my embarrassment. The heads up arrived from Joaquin, a colleague I'd encountered a few times at office gatherings. He contacted me via LinkedIn, of all platforms. Hey dude, this is uncomfortable, but you ought to be aware of something. Examine your spouse's Venmo transfers with Bianca, Lorraine, and Fiona. Something's afoot you should be aware of. Odd note, but Joaquin always struck me as an honest guy. Kendra and I pooled our finances. Not a shared account, but we had entry to each other's accounts for openness. I'd never bothered to inspect before. The Venmo record was intriguing. 3 transfers from a month prior. Bianca forwarded $1,500 with the note, eager to witness this. Lorraine forwarded $2,000. This'll be a breeze. Number. Fiona forwarded $1,500. He'll sob like an infant. All 3 transfers had been confirmed and shifted to Kendra's bank account. I probed further, located a group conversation on her iPad. She constantly overlooked she was signed into messages there. The conversation was titled Operation Tearfest and dated back 2 months. Kendra, trust me, he's incredibly touchy. I can get him weeping in less than 5 minutes. Nonsense. Your spouse appears fairly laid back. He maintains a facade. Believe me, I know precisely which triggers to activate. Father problems, deceased sibling, the full baggage set. It's like a sobbing marathon. That's so twisted, haha. I adore it. Show it. Get him to weep publicly, and we'll fork over the cash. How much are we discussing? $1,500 from me if you manage it at a dining spot. Total messy sobbing. I'll toss in $2,000 if you pull it off on your anniversary. That's next month, correct? Another $1,500 if you capture it on film without him realizing. Agreed. Simplest $5K I'll ever pocket. Observe and learn, gals. My sibling perished in a vehicle crash 6 years back. We were tight. Kendra comforted me during the morning, or so I believed. Apparently, she was jotting notes for later exploitation. The messages grew uglier. They'd been scheming the entire scheme. She intended to take me to Ristorante Angelo for our anniversary. Pricey spot, highly visible. Reference my sibling during the cheers. Allude to how let down my late father would be with my job, and then unleash a bombshell about how she'd been reflecting on our prospects, and doubted I was mentally ready for the upcoming phase. He'll collapse, she typed, likely grovel and plead for me to offer him another opportunity. It's gonna be comical. I remained there gazing at those messages for an hour. 7 years of wedlock. This was her true self. But then I began reflecting and strategizing. Update 1. Folks, the reaction to this has been wild, addressing the key inquiries. Yes, I'm pursuing divorce. No, I haven't confronted her as yet. Yes, I have a strategy. So following the discovery of the messages, I acted like any sensible individual would. I captured screenshots of everything, stored them in 3 locations, and phoned my attorney pal Terrence. Terrence reviewed it all and asked, "Prenup? Nope. Offspring? Nope. This'll be entertaining." I also contacted Joaquin, grabbed coffee with him. It turned out he'd eavesdropped on their plotting and felt nauseous about it. He revealed more I'd overlooked. Evidently, this wasn't the initial wager. Last year, she wagered them $500 she could get me to miss my pal Dennis's stag party by staging a panic episode. She succeeded. I skipped one of my closest friend's key milestones because I figured my spouse required me. There was another wager about persuading me to offload my father's vehicle, a refurbished '67 Mustang he bequeathed me. She couldn't achieve that one, but she attempted for months. claimed it was impeding my grief processing. The anniversary meal was in 4 days. She'd already booked it. Had been showering me with affection all week, chatting about how memorable this anniversary would be, how she had a crucial topic to broach. I went along, said I was thrilled, that I had a unique surprise for her as well. She chuckled and remarked, "Nothing could surpass what I have in store. Lady, you have no clue." I devoted the following 3 days preparing everything. Hired a divorce lawyer, not Terrence, a genuine family attorney named Ms. Rodriguez, who focused on contentious splits. Set up my own bank account at another bank, cataloged all our holdings, archived 7 years of messages, emails, pictures, added a recording feature to my phone, one-party consent state. Perfect. The evening prior to our anniversary, Kendra was nearly buzzing with anticipation. She kept glancing at her phone, messaging the group. I caught her adjusting her phone's camera position while feigning selfies. "You appear thrilled about tomorrow," I noted. "Oh, honey, it's going to be indelible." She was spot on about that aspect. Update 2. The meal. Damn. The meal. We reached Ristorante Angelo at 7 p.m. Kendra donned this red gown she knew I adored. I sported my finest suit and carried a briefcase. She inquired about it. I explained it held her surprise. We took seats, and she promptly placed her phone against the wine bottle, lens aimed at me. "For keepsakes," she explained. The initial portion of the meal proceeded ordinarily, starters, casual chat. She kept guiding discussion to sentimental subjects, my occupation, my relatives, the horizon. I offered dull, upbeat replies. I could tell she was growing irritated. She glanced at her phone. The group conversation was likely questioning the absence of sobs. Then arrived the cheers. She lifted her wine glass. I was sipping water, said I was on antibiotics. "To 7 years," she commenced. "You know, I've been pondering your sibling quite a bit recently. Here it comes. It's so tragic he never witnessed the person you've evolved into. Though, I ponder what he'd view about your professional path. Recall how he constantly claimed you'd lead a firm by now? My sibling never claimed that. He was an educator, uninterested in corporate achievements. And your father," she pressed on, gaze fixed on mine. "He always desired grandkids by now, right? Must be tough realizing you've let both of them down." The pair at the adjacent table was observing. Ideal. She rambled for 5 minutes. Every distressing recollection, every doubt I'd ever confided in her, turned into ammunition and directed at my core. Her phone lens recording it all. I permitted my eyes to moisten slightly. Pro tip: avoid blinking and recall that moment where Mufasa perishes. She inclined forward, aiming for the finishing blow. "Ryan, I must be candid. I've been contemplating our prospects and I'm uncertain you're mentally prepared for the existence I desire. Perhaps we ought to think about—" "You're completely correct," I stated, interrupting her. She blinked. "What?" I rose, lifted the briefcase. The whole dining spot was observing now. "Ladies and gentlemen," I proclaimed, voice projecting, "my lovely spouse here has just provided me insight. 7 years back I wed this woman believing she cherished me." Kendra's face blanched. "Ryan, take a seat. But affection doesn't wager $5,000 on getting someone to sob publicly, does it?" Gasps from surrounding tables. I retrieved my phone, displayed it to the space. The screenshots appeared on the display. "That's correct, everyone. My spouse wagered her colleagues Bianca, Lorraine, and Fiona $5,000 that she could get me sobbing tonight, exploiting my deceased sibling and father." Kendra rose, extended for her phone. I was quicker, seized it, and raised it. "Oh, were you filming this? For the wager?" I gazed straight into the lens. "Hello, Bianca, Lorraine, Fiona, relishing the spectacle. Hand me my phone. In a moment, first my anniversary present." I unlatched the briefcase, extracted a manila folder. "Divorce documents, already submitted. You've been served." The dining spot was utterly quiet save for one elderly lady who murmured, "Well done." Kendra hurled herself at me, attempting to snatch the documents. 2 servers intervened. She activated the tiers instantly. This is mistreatment. He's financially dominating me. He's attempting to shame me. Ma'am? The manager emerged. We're compelled to request you depart. I'm not leaving. This is my anniversary meal. I extracted another paper. Actually, the booking's in my name, and I'd like to adjust it to a solo table, if you please. As security guided her out, she yelled, "You can't divorce me. I'll claim everything. My father's an attorney." "Your father's a property attorney," I shouted back. "Ms. Rodriguez devours those for breakfast." I settled back, ordered the priciest steak on the list. The elderly lady who'd commented earlier dispatched a bottle of champagne. "For your liberation," the server noted. I forwarded the video from Kendra's phone to myself, then messaged the group conversation. "Wagers void," she forfeited. Then I obstructed everyone and savored my meal. Update 3. The consequences have been magnificent. Initially, Kendra erupted on social platforms, shared across sites that I blindsided her, shamed her, and was abusive. Regrettably for her, 3 patrons at the dining spot had filmed her outburst on their devices. The clip spread rapidly in our neighborhood community Facebook pages. Title: Lady places wager to demean spouse, forfeits it all. Her colleagues swiftly distanced. Bianca, Lorraine, and Fiona all asserted they were merely jesting and never intended it to escalate. Their Venmo transfers indicated differently. Then arrived the remorse campaigns. Her mother Agnes phoned me weeping about how I'd demolished her little girl. "Your daughter wagered cash on mentally tormenting me. She was merely enjoying with pals." Enjoying? She exploited my deceased sibling as a tool for cash. You're overly delicate. And you nurtured a sociopath. Farewell, Agnes. Her father, the attorney, warned of suing me for slander and mental anguish. My attorney, Ms. Rodriguez, dispatched him a single email with the screenshots included. He never reached out again. But Kendra persisted. She appeared at my workplace with a tearful tale about being a victim of monetary mistreatment. Security escorted her away. She informed my colleagues I was gay and unfaithful to her. Choose a direction, Kendra. She phoned my mother alleging she was expecting. She wasn't. The intensification climaxed when she forced entry into my apartment, still possessed a key I overlooked, and wrecked my gaming rig. Joke's on her. I had tenant's insurance and the surveillance video of her committing it. Criminal accusations were lodged. Then the true arrogance emerged. She dispatched me a bill. A bill. For 7 years of sentimental labor, home oversight, and professional aid, detailed, including hearing work gripes, $50 per hour, 2,190 hours, totals $109,500. Feigning interest in athletics, 75-hour, 1,460 hours, totals $109,000. Intimate encounters, 200 sessions, 730 sessions, totals $146,000. Managing your relatives, 100 hours, 500 hours, $50,000. Grand total, $415,000. Ms. Rodriguez chuckled so intensely, she wept. Frame this. I'm displaying it to every client. The divorce process was swift. No children, no communal assets. I acquired the apartment pre-marriage, no prenup, but also no basis for support, since she earned more than me. She received her individual items, her vehicle, her 401k. I received my liberty, my self-respect, my apartment, my peace. But the finest element? Her employer learned of the wagers, evidently utilizing company messaging to organize betting and bullying breaches numerous policies. All 4 of them were dismissed. Kendra messaged me from her sibling's phone. "You demolished my existence. I have zilch. You have precisely what you merited. Zilch, I cherished you. You cherished dominating me. There's a distinction." She attempted one final ploy. "I'll end my life if you don't accept me back." I dialed 911 for a welfare check and relayed the message to her relatives. She was confined for 72 hours, evidently recounted the entire tale to the psychiatrist expecting pity. The psychiatrist suggested prolonged counseling for narcissistic personality features. Final update. It's been 2 months since the dining spot episode. Time for the concluding update. Kendra's existence utterly collapsed. Following the job loss, she couldn't cover her apartment, relocated back with Agnes and her father. Agnes phoned me last week imploring me to assist her in recovering. She absorbed her lesson, Ryan. She's remorseful. Is she? Or is she remorseful she was exposed? Does it count? Yes, Agnes, it counts. Meanwhile, the 3 colleagues faced their own troubles. Bianca's spouse discovered the wagers and learned she'd done comparable acts to him. Divorced Lorraine faced a lawsuit from another ex-colleague for office bullying. Evidently, the wagers extended beyond partners. Fiona's betrothed canceled their nuptials after viewing the widespread clips. Joaquin contacted me last week, informed me Kendra had submitted to his fresh employer under her maiden name. He ensured HR grasped the complete narrative. She didn't secure the position. The most amusing turn? Kendra launched a blog titled Surviving Narcissistic Mistreatment, where she attempted to depict herself as the sufferer. Someone located it and shared all the screenshots in the remarks. She erased it within 24 hours. Latest word via the rumor mill, she's employed part-time at a mobile phone outlet. Still residing with her parents at 35. Attempted to initiate another wager with her fresh colleagues regarding a patron. They alerted management. Attends dates, and they inexplicably always vanish after searching her name. Agnes and her father are in counseling attempting to comprehend where they erred. As for me, I'm in counseling addressing the disloyalty. Appropriately, not as material for someone's amusement. Began dating a lady named Celeste who views the entire tale as karma in its prime. My credit rating rose 50 points simply from disassociating with Kendra anymore. She was dreadful with her credit cards. Dennis, whose stag party I skipped, purchased me a beer and remarked, "Dude, we all recognized she was poisonous. We were merely awaiting you to notice. You could have mentioned it. Would you have heeded?" Valid observation. The divorce concluded last week. I anticipated feeling something, sorrow, fury, remorse. Instead, I felt liberated, like I'd been suppressing my breath for 7 years and could at last breathe out. Kendra dispatched one final email yesterday. "I hope you realize what you discarded." I replied, "I know precisely what I discarded. A scheming, vicious individual who wagered cash on my shame. Finest $0 I ever invested." She responded, "You were meant to sob." I did. Tears of delight when you departed. She obstructed me. Lastly, to anyone perusing this in a comparable predicament, heed your instinct. If something seems amiss, it likely is. Don't permit anyone to turn your weaknesses into weapons. And never ever remain with someone who regards your suffering as amusement. Oh, and Kendra, since I know you detest perusing this, hello Agnes, I know you forwarded her the link. That Mustang you desired me to offload, just had it thoroughly refurbished. It's stunning. You would have despised it. Edit. Cease inquiring about the dining spot clips. The individuals who filmed them didn't share them openly, respecting my privacy. The Facebook talks sufficed. Edit 2. No, I won't disclose Kendra's surname or social platforms. Let's not turn into the issue we're opposing. Edit 3. For everyone asserting this is fabricated because no one would be that foolish. You've evidently never encountered someone with narcissistic personality disorder. They truly believe regulations or repercussions don't pertain to them. Edit 4. Ms. Rodriguez stated, "I can distribute this. If your partner is organizing wagers about you, record everything. Timestamps, screenshots, audio if permissible. It's not suspicion if they're genuine.